Oh,
Is that my TV or?
It's okay. We'll start it.
yeah.
Good
All right.
evening, everybody. This is Dennis Wong, functional medicine, holistic pharmacist, and wellness coach for Sin and Nutritional and Sin and Pharmacy in Winnipeg. Tonight, I'm joined by Mr. Willard Reeves and Norm Dupas to talk about the gut health and inflammation and why gut health is important. Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, how
Good
you doing,
evening.
Dennis?
I am doing great.
Good
I'm doing
evening.
great. So, you know, I wanted to talk about gut, and I'm going to start with one of the subject that Willard doesn't like to talk about: chewing.
Ah,
Yep. No. Hey, I'll chew gum. I'll chew gum until I can't taste it anymore. But my food, no.
No, exactly. So, what I wanted to
um,
go over quickly is the whole, gut function from chewing all the way to eliminating, so that we have a little bit of, better idea of why we have to do what we have to do and why we have certain part in how our whole gut or you know digestive tract. So I jokingly said that you gotta chew and you gotta we gotta talk about chewing. The reason is that if you look at the whole, like we know that the gut is a digestive system to digest food. So digestion starts from the mouth. If you look at the whole system, we only have teeth in our mouth. We don't have teeth anywhere else. So when we eat food, chewing actually break down the food into smaller pieces. So that's one mechanical digestion. The other thing is when you're chewing, the saliva come out. And literally in the saliva, digestive enzymes are already in it. So start digesting food there for you. And then the other reason that we need to chew is that when you're chewing the food, it's actually tell your brain that there's food coming in. Oh, we lost Willard. The food coming in, and
there's a power outage at Willard's place.
oh, gee.
So
So
that's all right.
he'll join us again.
He'll be back
The
in.
food coming in, and as you chew, the brain got informed that the food's coming in. So the brain then inform our digestive system that get ready to produce digestive enzymes and stomach juices to get the digestion system starting. And the other thing that I found out that I heard of it before, but I wasn't paying attention is especially younger children. We notice that nowadays so many young adults are getting wisdom teeth surgery. And one of the big reason is that when we got four wisdom teeth, all eight of them come in, our mouth, a lot of them has not enough room.
Yeah.
And the reason they don't have enough room is when you were younger, if you chew the food longer, it's actually increase your jaw and the oral cavity.
Interesting.
And we are not chewing enough anymore with these young kids. Like I mentioned before, they were running around with different activities, whatever. They're eating on the go. They don't have time to sit down and chew the food properly. So with that, their jaws are not fully developed to take all the wisdom teeth
Yeah.
that we supposed to get. So that's why a lot of people are getting wisdom teeth surgery, and the dentists are saying, oh, you don't need the wisdom teeth, but you do actually if you're going to chew the food properly.
Yeah.
So that's the reason of the chewing. But then after that, when you get into that, like stomach, that's when stomach acid come in and digest the protein further for you, and then the whole muscle movement break down further. And then when the food get into the small intestine, then all the digestive enzyme and stomach juice and bile acid, all of that, then break down further and then help the second part of the small intestine help nutrient absorption, all of that. And then the large colon is the elimination. but we looked at it as, oh, okay, the food that go back out. But in actual cases, a lot of the uh, toxin, quote unquote, that the body and our cell used up already that need to eliminate it, liver would dump it into large colon also. So it's not just that, the food that we're not using or whatever come out as a waste, but it's a lot of metabolic byproduct, etc., are dumped into our gut, large intestine, and then then with the bowel movement, then it get eliminated. So that's how we said you gotta have a regular bowel movement. You gotta chew the food, all of that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Dennis. I think one of the things, obviously, we talk about this a lot, but definitely when I was in pharmaceuticals, is the importance of your GI tract, right? So your own
Yeah,
gastrointestinal tract. Even whatever years ago, I wasn't. It was playing a really important part. But in the last 20, 25 years, and especially in the last few years, it's incredible what they're starting to find out about the importance of your gastrointestinal tracting
you're right.
for so many aspects.
Oh, absolutely. One of the area that we we were gonna talk about is inflammation,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And people kind of saying, well, inflammation and gut, what is got to do with it? And the thing is that, as we all know, we have trillions of bacteria in our gut
Yeah.
working together with our digestive system, and they need to be balance of these bacteria in our gut. So if you don't, eat the right amount of food, there's a study showing that within 48 hours, the makeup of your gut bacteria can change depending on what food you're eating.
That quick. Eh?
That quick, yeah. And so with that, like for example, if you end up eating a lot more simple carbohydrate, sugar, etc., as we know, that cause more inflammation. With
Yep.
that, the whole gut bacteria change. You're gonna have more yeast and more bad bacteria from the sugar. Then when you have the bacteria imbalance, that actually create the inflammation in the mucosa lining.
Okay.
And our mucosa lining is only one cell thick that protecting us from outside environment, because our gut is actually outside environment. It's not, even though it's in our body, because our mouth and our anus, apart from that, there is no other, there is no, here we go.
Welcome back, Willard.
Welcome back.
You had a power failure? We can't hear you yet, but
So, being only two opening in our mouth and our anus, that the tube is actually connected totally 100% to outside environment.
Test.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, okay.
yeah, we got you. So with that, it's amazing that this one cell lining is protecting our gut from outside environment. So because of that, every that cell that line our gut, it's an immune cell, always monitoring. That's why when you got the bacterial imbalance in your gut and you start getting inflammation there, these cells are start reacting. And with that, you can actually get more inflammation all over the body, because our bodies are connected. And with that, sometimes you don't know where inflammation is going to be. You may have general inflammation. Everybody is different. And we have no idea yet how some people get joint inflammation, some people get eczema, some people get psoriasis. It's when the gut stop working, like bacterial balance go out of whack and these immune cells are start reacting, that's when you got these inflammation all over the place. That's from the gut. But of course, the blood vessel inflammation, all of that is due to excessive sugar, etc. also, and definitely environment toxin will affect that.
Yeah, and it's
Mm.
such a small, like you say, it's just such a thin layer in between that.
Yeah,
Is there any are there any irritants? I think I know a few of them, but are there any things that contribute to really? So we know we have to protect that lining. We have to
yeah,
protect the
yeah.
gut because, as you mentioned, what is it? 70% of our immune system's in our gut,
In
or
the gut, yeah.
something like
Oh
that.
wow.
So that's huge, right? So you got to protect that. So are there certain things, both good and bad? I guess we can talk about both of those
Yeah,
that can contribute to either weakening that or strengthening it.
absolutely. I like to, always talk about from the food point of view, right?
Yeah.
Because we every day we eat.
Yep.
So if you consciously eat certain thing, that's gonna help and trying to eliminate other things. So fermented food. The key thing is bacteria balance. So like kimchi, sauerkraut, pickle,
Hmm.
Did you say
even
sauerkraut?
yeah, sauerkraut. Yeah,
It's
it's
good.
it's
Oh yeah.
good, really
Oh,
rich in probiotic.
sweet. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Allergen.
So and then from Asian point of view, there's like tempeh, which is fermented tofu, and then we eat another fermented tofu that is salty. It's more like Japanese and Chinese fermented tofu. That's a salty one. I don't even know what it's called. You buy it at the Chinese grocery, and so many different fermented food. Like I bought a ferment pickled asparagus,
Well,
and there's pickled beets. So those are
Oh,
the fermented food that you can eat, or even from the drink point of view, kombucha, kefir. Those are the good, drink that will help your gut heal and also balance the bacteria and making your mucosa lining good. The other thing that a lot of people were told to avoid that it's really good for our gut lining healing is butter. If you
butter.
can,
really?
yeah, because butter has a lot of nutrients. One nutrient called butyric acid. Our gut mucosa lining, the energy source, they use two main energy source. One is butyric acid, one is L-glutamine. And so you can get butyric acid from butter, or if you want it better yet, buy a clarified butter or ghee from East Indian grocery.
Oh,
That one has a lot of butyric acids. More than 70% is butyric acid.
so what are you saying? Are you saying to go and slice up a half a thing of butter and stick it in your mouth?
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay,
I'm
I was gonna
saying
say.
you can use butter on like, steamed vegetables and
Okay,
stuff. Don't use margarine, use butter on your
right,
bread and things, right? So
right,
that's better. Before we've been told, oh, butter is bad for your, heart.
right.
It's incorrect.
Oh,
Butter is actually good. The
it's so.
only other way of getting butyric acid is that your gut bacteria digest the fibers from vegetables. They then produce butyric acid, and our mucosa lining cell use butyric acid to repair and regenerate. Every 14 days, our mucosa lining cell change to totally new lining.
Oh,
Yeah,
that every 14 days?
every 14 days, every 2 weeks.
Did you know that, Norm?
Yeah, well, I did, Willard. What really amazes me is if you try this at home and you just try to do it, it's so fast. How by just changing, like Dennis says, within 48 hours, by just changing a couple things, the effect on your gut is so fast.
You can feel
It's
you can feel it.
it's
Like I was
amazing.
just telling Norm when your electricity was out, Willard, that
Yeah.
you eat certain food within 48 hours, the makeup of your gut bacteria will change within 48 hours depending on what food you eat.
So
Oh,
fast.
So if you eat more carbohydrate and sugar within 48 hours, you're going to have more bacteria that's going to produce gas and bloating and things. Depending on each individual, how healthy your gut bacteria balance is and how healthy your digestive system is, but
Yeah.
you will start seeing these changes. So that's why when I sometimes work with the patient, I tell them, okay, you know what? I want you to do just 7 days of vegetables and then protein shake.
Right.
And within 3 or 4 days, they will message me and say, I feel the different already. That my bloatings are gone, my this is gone, my brain focus improved, all of that because now you're putting more nutrients and better food for your bacteria. Now bacteria are changing and helping produce better outcome and gut healing for you.
That is perhaps one of the most incredible explanations you've had right now in terms of my gut, because I've been doing the drink in the morning, right? I've been
Yeah,
drinking my smoothie in the morning,
yeah,
just that, and then I'll eat at night.
yeah,
After a certain amount of time, I did notice that actually, my brain fog, definitely. Person who's in politics needs that clear,
yeah, clarity and
yeah,
focus. Yeah,
that clarity, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I'm glad to hear that.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah,
great. Once you experience it, you can try it at home and just try it yourself, and you'll see it really makes a huge difference
Yeah.
pretty quick too.
Yeah, and that's why once in a while, when I feel that I'm too busy and I'm too stressed, on the
okay,
weekend, I will do 48 hours of vegetables and protein shake. That's it.
okay.
And that's my reset. And by Monday, my Sunday night, I got better focus, better clarity, and I'm not exhausted anymore. And then I'm
That's
ready to go.
exactly,
Yeah.
because remember I was telling you guys about the energy level that I had when I went to
Yeah,
the gym.
yeah,
That's what it was. That's what I'm thinking it was, because
yeah,
my
you,
energy level was up. I stayed at the gym a lot longer than 45 minutes.
yeah,
I'm almost an hour and a half. I still wasn't tired. I was
Yeah.
yeah.
still doing some of the things that I love to do, but I was doing more of them. Right, but with more energy than I've ever had in years, really.
No, that's amazing, Willard. And I mean, so Dennis, I just want to. So
Yeah,
you talked about um, some of the good things we can do
yeah,
we know some of the bad things. Everybody's experienced some upset stomach from doing
yeah,
certain things, but
yeah.
can you touch on some of those common things that we're doing
One
that?
of the most common bad thing is sugar.
Yeah,
So, drinking pop, drinking too much juice. Like people think that, oh, organic juice are good. I think I touched on that a little bit. Way back in 2005, organic blueberry were a big thing because study came out saying, you know, studies show that organic blueberry juice has really good antioxidant and,
yeah,
good for cardiovascular health.
I remember that. Yeah,
But the study was done on 2 ounces of blueberry juice a day, and people were buying 2 liters of blueberry juice and drinking, 2 bottles of it.
Oh, okay. So they overdid it.
They overdid it. So instead of getting the benefit of it, they got a tons of sugar because on the label they said a cup of blueberry juice, 250 ml, got the 40 gram of sugar. And people were drinking 2 liters a day or 4 liters a day. Imagine how much sugar they were putting into their system.
oof,
So,
And so instead of getting antioxidant effect, the sugars, over sugar, drive the inflammation more and causing bacteria imbalance. And that actually create more inflammation in the gut and in whole system.
we mentioned about sugar
Yeah,
intake a couple of weeks ago,
yeah,
yeah,
and with me, I mix my shake. The water, well, the liquid portion of it
yeah,
is orange juice. Organic orange juice.
yeah.
right.
I just do it. I don't sit there and swig it because I drink a lot of water as well.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I actually drink the orange juice, when I mix it with that. Is that
Well,
I
that's the thing for your case. Like, if you chug it,
I
right,
don't chug it. Yes,
then you're going to have a load of sugar, but you drink it over time. And the
right.
other thing is that after that, usually you go to the gym.
Right.
So you're getting that,
Yeah.
quick sugar for your muscle for exercise and stuff,
Right.
and
Getting that
that
energy
is,
level.
that make it like, so that's why how, and how you drink it, what you eat, all of that, not just okay what you eat, but how you eat it, and what you drink, how you drink it. So for me is for you a cup a day with protein in it. That's the other thing. The protein slow down the sugar absorption.
Yes.
Even
Okay.
though orange has a sugar in it, simple sugar, quick sugar that your body can absorb quickly, but because you put the protein powder with the greens in it, they
Right.
both actually slow that sugar down. So
That's probably
that's why it works good for you. And people want to try that. I have no issue with
Yeah.
it. I
okay.
just don't want them to drink orange juice all the time. Like, I see when I go to conferences and stuff, I have to eat at the restaurant in the morning
Right.
breakfast. I see people have like, 8-ounce glasses of orange juice. They go fill another one. I'm like, you got 16 ounces of orange juice.
A little bit too much.
That I think is too much.
Yeah.
Like, if anytime I'm outside, I want to drink orange juice, I ask them, like, give me 2 ounce.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all I want. That's all I need if I'm drinking straight.
Right.
But, in the smoothie and stuff, like I said, with the greens and protein there, that's actually balanced that
And
out
you can
for
cut
you.
it down to, you can cut it like half and half water, half orange,
Yeah. And
or
the other
three
thing
quarters.
is that one of the things in protein and greens, it's the mushroom blend.
Ah,
The
yes.
mushroom also help with the whole sugar metabolism, insulin sensitivity, all of that. And mushroom itself is anti-inflammation also.
Yeah.
And in our mushroom blend, there's a lion mane's mushroom, which is for the focus in the brain.
I
Nice.
got
So
my focus.
yeah, you got your focus,
I
which
got
is
my
You
good.
get
focus.
the
Yeah.
focus. So you got
So
sugar.
so other big stuff from the food point of view is, for some people, spicy food, right?
Love
Everybody
it.
has different thing.
Yeah.
So if you are not regularly eating, spicy food or eating jalapeno, don't go, have a boatload of it, because it's gonna irritate the heck out of it, and you're gonna get the inflammation.
Ah, okay. So that's
Yeah,
where the ghost pepper chip come into place.
exactly,
The ghost
exactly.
pepper chips. Woo.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
people is like tomato,
Yes.
because their
Yeah.
bacteria, the gut made up of it, they cannot have a lot of tomato. And literally studies are shown that tomato, eggplants, like we call it nightshade vegetables, for some people they cannot digest that. There's a uh, ingredients in there that you cannot digest that, then you get inflammation because
Interesting.
immune system start reacting.
Is that like corn? We can't
Corn
digest
is
it?
one of the issue, but the corn issue, you know, we got all these different thing, and I got all these information. Corn, 95% of the corn is GMO.
GMO. Yeah.
GMO.
So
Okay.
if you're going to eat corn, you need to eat organic corn. The reason is that the GMO in the corn, what they put in is gene of the botulism toxin. So when
Oh,
the pests eat the corn, their gut explode. That's how they did it, so that the bacteria know that, these pets knows that they will not eat the GMO corn. And when they put that gene in there, they never study how it's going to affect the human guts. And they say, oh, by the time you cook it, there's nothing in there, so we don't need to study. It's going to be fine. But 2010, there's a lot of report come out that female placenta, like the placenta blood of these, you know, mother that deliver, they did the placenta blood, whatever, because,
right.
they had a cord blood, you know, banking type of thing to future, if the kid need it, they can use that placenta blood to
Right. Yeah.
transfuse whatever. So when they do that, they have to do testing of blood type whatever. Guess what? They found in these botulism uh, toxin in these placenta blood,
Wow.
Oh, wow.
and
Huh.
we to this day we don't know what it's gonna do. So I only buy organic corn. If it is not organic corn, I don't eat it. At the
Yes.
restaurant, they give me corn, I don't eat it.
It's
You
funny
gotta
you
watch
would say that.
You got
Go
to
ahead,
watch out for
Norm.
popcorn. Well, for popcorn too, right?
Yeah,
You have to look
popcorn
and make
too.
sure it says non-GMO and all the rest.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Okay.
interesting thing. I was at Costco last week, and they had uh over whatever this.
Orville Wickenbucker, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, Orville, which I
he
have here.
yeah
I
he
haven't
got
used it.
a Costco selling non-GMO
Non-GMO. Yep.
popcorn.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
I'm like, okay, he's now getting into
Oh yeah.
non-GMO stuff.
Oh yeah.
So, which is good thing to see because
Yeah.
for last 10 years, when my kid want to eat popcorn, I buy organic popcorn from the boutique like La Grota. So if you're in Winnipeg, La Grota. I buy from La Grota non-GMO popcorn, and then I pop it myself at home.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the only way they get to eat popcorn. But now they're teenagers, so they go to movie with friends and stuff. They're getting these GMO popcorn, but once in a while. So
doesn't
it's
taste any different than the regular popcorn, does it?
no, you don't
No.
know it.
It's hard to
It's
separate.
just when
What you
I
don't
eat
see.
when I eat a lot, I feel it in my gut.
Okay.
I don't feel good.
Oh,
So
just
it's and the other thing that I want to talk about is that we talk about food affecting good and bad.
yes.
The environment, the stress, it's actually a huge thing on our
Yes.
gut. Because when we're hungry and we're gonna eat, and how the whole food's gonna move in our gut, we don't think about it. We don't really control it. It's automatically done, right? So that automatic control by the brain is called sympathetic nervous system, that control the whole gut movement and stuff. And then there's a parasympathetic system, so it's brake and uh, gas type of thing, and that control is automatically done. When we're under a lot of stress, sympathetic drive goes more because sympathetic is the fight or flight. So it's gonna push it. When fight or flight happen, sympathetic system actually shut down our digestive tract,
Oh,
and so does not produce proper amount of acid, does not produce digestive enzyme, and bile acid and bile salt, because your brain's telling your body that I'm gonna
you're
fight
not
or
full
run.
yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not hungry. I don't have time to eat. I'm gonna run or I'm gonna fight.
Yeah.
Like when you're playing football, you're on the
Yes.
football field, you're running and you're trying to catch the ball. You're not thinking about eating.
No,
Right?
just thinking about running people over.
Exactly.
Don't get in the
You're
way.
gonna fight, right? You're gonna fight or you're
Exactly.
gonna defend.
Yeah.
So
Right.
for that, when that happens, your digestive tract gets shut down. But people under chronic stress, they are every little thing they into fight or flight, and their digestive system gets shut down. Not having proper amount of digestive enzyme, stomach acid, and bile salt actually create bacteria imbalance. Those three things are
Wow.
managing your bacteria balance, so that bad bacteria, good bacteria, all of that work together, and the acid and enzymes and bile salts are the balance, keeping their balance. So when you're in a chronic stress and fight or flight all the time, and you don't have enough of those coming out, then depending on what food you feed, and knowing that we eat a lot of these processed food and a lot of sugars and a
Yeah.
lot of preservative, that cause bacteria imbalance. And when that happens, then you got these immune systems reaction over reaction, and your gut go out the window.
Yeah. And then there's the effect of what's the effect of alcohol on your gut?
Not good. Depending on who you talk to.
Yeah.
Okay. If you read some of the studies and you talk to functional cardiologists and stuff, they'll say a glass of red wine because it's, you know, resveratrol and antioxidant effect that it's good to have a glass of red wine. And also your culture, how you grew up with, right? So
Right.
Italian, their thing is wine.
Wine.
Mhm.
French, their thing is wine.
Yeah.
And so you're used to it, your digestive system and your body makeup is acceptable for a glass or two of wine with dinner or meal. But for some people, that's not good because their system's not built for that. But if you talk to functional neurologists, they will tell you no wine,
No
no
alcohol. Yeah.
alcohol, period.
Really? Why?
Because it's actually even a glass of alcohol, regardless of wine, beer, all the same. Like a glass of wine, a glass of hard liquor, like 1 ounce of hard liquor or a beer is exactly the same thing. And it's actually kill your brain cell.
Oh,
So if you talk to Dr. Daniel Amen, who's one of my mentors that trained me, all of his thing, he will say that no alcohol,
Zero alcohol. Yeah.
zero alcohol for him.
Yeah.
But everybody is, different, right?
the bubonic plague. Let's go there
Whoa.
for a second.
Yeah.
The people who actually didn't get the plague were those who were alcoholics. Did you know that?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
The
Yes.
reason the reason is that alcohol itself is antiseptic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
So, that's one of the things. And I jokingly said to my wife many times when winter time and I'm a little bit under weather and I got a little bit of scratchy throat, I'll tell her, you know what, I'm gonna drink beer to kill my cold bug,
Scotch, Dennis. Scotch.
and she'll say, yeah. Literally she'll laugh at me and she say, you gotta go with scotch because I'm a scotch drinker. So she's like, go have a shot of scotch. And I will just literally pour 1 ounce of scotch and just start sipping. And the next day, my scratchy throat's gone. But,
but you
if
killed
you
a
do
couple of brain cells.
In
exactly,
moderation is the key there. You
yeah.
see.
So, I don't
Okay.
tell people not to drink, but I tell people moderation, one or two, with meal and stuff. And of course, not every day if you don't have to, right? So
Okay.
like for me, people, when I tell people that, oh, you can do one or two, they laugh and say, how about 1 or 2 bottle? I'm like, no. you know
Oh, boy.
As long as you chew your food 25 or 30 times, you can
yeah,
have a
then you're
bottle.
good.
Oh, that's funny.
That
So
is
that's where the lifestyle, right? If you don't, I talked about stress, and if you don't sleep properly, like for example, like I said, I just came back from Boise with the 3 o'clock getting up,
Yeah.
and so Sunday night I slept from 10 o'clock to the next morning at 8 o'clock,
Yeah.
and I felt good because I caught up with my sleep.
right.
And sometimes it's not the best way to do it because people say, oh, I'm going to catch up the sleep on the weekend and I'm going to just do whatever, stay up. And that's, in the long run, it's not good for your gut and not good for your body because your body's going to get stressed, your brain's going to get stressed. You need to have the regular sleep routine that at least you should get 6 hours, if not 7 hours, possible 8 hours of sleep. I wear the ring that monitor my sleep like detail,
Okay.
how much deep sleep I get, how much REM sleep I get, how much light sleep, and if I'm waking up or not throughout the night, and then it's give me the score. So the night that I came back, even though I was tired because I slept 10 to 8 the next morning, I got 97%.
Oh, okay.
and which is, I was surprised because I was really exhausted when I got home by the time I go to bed, but the next morning I was good. And this morning it's only give me 80%. And I thought I was sleeping good last night, but then I thought about it. I got a fleece on when I went to bed last night and I got too hot. So the whole night I kept waking up without knowing it.
Too hot.
And by 4 o'clock, I woke up with like really hot. So I got up, I took my fleece off, and my t-shirt soaked.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
wow.
Too much heat.
too much heat,
Yeah.
Way
So,
too much heat.
so all of that, you have to make sure that your sleeping environment is good also.
Oh,
I think that's terrific. Like you're talking about environment, we're talking about good food, bad food, and then
Yeah,
our environment as far as stresses and all the rest.
yeah,
One thing that I know since working with you many years is that something that's completely revolutionized my life. But I just wanted to look at the potential things that we can do to try to improve our gut health that you often talk to your patients about.
the the big thing I've talked about is watch what you eat
Yeah.
and also manage your stress. And the best way to manage your stress, the easiest is deep belly breathing, right? I always tell people that if you feel that, pressure's coming on and you start feeling a bit of the stress, do 5 deep breath. And then that will calm your brain down, that stimulate your vagus nerve, which is in your stomach a lot. And that is parasympathetic system. That is a break
Yeah.
to slow the brain down. And then the other thing I tell people is meditation, like, 10, 15 minutes every day regularly, that train your brain, that consciously train your brain that you can actually literally control it when you get really stressed. If you do meditation regularly every day, you can consciously control your brain reaction, how you're responding to things. So for me, for example, since 2020, I've been doing meditation almost every day, 15 minutes, sometime even morning and bedtime. So to the point that now there's some stuff coming in, like Norm laughed at me, you know, some stuff we're talking about it and I'm smiling, I joke about it because I'm literally trying to control myself,
Yep.
trying to distract my brain from going into this fight or flight
Yep.
type of thing. The other thing that I've been learning over probably this last 3 years also is that not just doing the deep belly breathing, when you're doing it regularly every day, the next step
get
is
used
that
to it.
trying to slow down your breath. So when you intake it, you count slowly 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you exhale counting 8. And that will actually give better oxygenation to your body. One
Yeah.
interesting thing that I learned at the conference this weekend is that, we talk about so much carbon dioxide,
Yes.
but our body actually need the carbon dioxide. When our red blood cell carry the oxygen to wherever needed to, oxygen will not red blood cell will not release that oxygen unless there's certain amount of carbon dioxide there.
Interesting.
No, no
It
kidding.
was really, I've never heard of this. This is first time I heard of it. I'm like, I'm glad I came to this, conference because there's things that I never thought of and never heard of. And they showed the study that otherwise the red blood cell hold the oxygen really tightly. And when there's certain amount of carbon dioxide there, then it's release the oxygen.
Interesting. Boy.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah, I'm trying to study more of that and understand more of that. But that was the gist of it. And my simple mind is okay. So the reason is that when that area had a lot of carbon dioxide, the body want the oxygen. So that's why when they see a lot of carbon dioxide, red blood cells start releasing oxygen. That's my thought process. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it for
Yes.
now.
Okay. There you go. Okay, so it's just like my chewing. I'm sticking
Yeah.
to that too.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, chewing thing, one of the things that I said, one of the reason we need to chew, especially the kid, and you disappeared. So I'm going to share that
Oh, you
information.
got to share it again, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to
Okay.
share that information. We know that today, like, all the young adults are getting these wisdom teeth surgery
Yes.
because the dentists are saying, oh, there's not enough room in your jaw, so we got to take it out. You don't need it anyway. And the reason that they don't have enough room in their jaw is when they were young, they're not chewing enough. When chewing make the jaw bone larger and longer to give enough room for these wisdom teeth to grow. So now we see a lot of these young adult not having enough jaw space and getting wisdom teeth
Oh, yeah.
surgery done. So much. I
Ah,
did not have to do my wisdom teeth until I got it rotten
Oh,
because
that's
I
that hurt.
yeah, oh yeah, I just got the last one out like a few months ago.
Oh,
Oh yeah, so I had all my wisdom teeth. I
yeah.
never had surgery until this site a few years ago got rotten because it's not because I ate too much sugar, but there's apparently genetics.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay.
My younger kid has animal issue and a lot of cavity. My older one doesn't. And
Okay.
my wife never had any issue, but I have always a lot of cavities.
Interesting.
And
Wow.
Genetics.
especially my younger kid, I don't even, that's the bacteria balance in the mouth. And my younger kid has eczema and stuff, so bacteria balance always a challenge for him.
Interesting.
And when your mouth bacteria are not balanced, certain bacteria produce more acid that kill the animal. And so you get
Interesting.
more cavity. And that's how a lot of my teeth too got rotten.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
so my last wisdom teeth, well, I still have two left yet.
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
gonna hurt.
I'm not taking it out. And this one that just went out a couple months ago was out of the blue. It started hurting and somehow started cavity. So they said, okay,
Gotta
we have
go.
to take it
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
Gotta
They said,
go.
oh, you can do uh, the root canal. I said,
Yes.
no way.
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no.
want a dead tooth
Yeah.
in my mouth. You're gonna kill my nerve. Pull it out.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
But Dennis, it's interesting you're talking about bacteria.
yeah,
And one of the things that I say revolutionized my whole GI was looking at bacteria, right? And probiotics, prebiotics, all that. If you can get into that a little bit, I know we don't have a lot of time left,
Yeah.
but it's probiotic, prebiotic, and kind of what that works and how it really works. Because
did you say prebiotic?
there's
Mhm.
prebiotics, there's probiotics. You'll touch on
Okay.
that.
Yeah, touch on the prebiotics as well. I wanna
absolutely.
hear what
So
that's.
we, like I said, in our gut, we have a trillion bacteria.
Right.
And believe it or not, part of our DNA is actually not ours, it's the bacteria DNA because they have way more than our body cell itself. And so that bacteria balance has to be there. Fermented food, the reason I said to eat fermented food is that fermentation process actually create a lot of good bacteria in there, like kimchi and sauerkraut and stuff. So you eat that, you're literally providing probiotic to help your gut balance better.
Yep.
Every little thing that we can support, it's good, it's helpful. But in some people, when under a lot of stress, like myself, I take probiotic supplementation. And I prefer because we have so many different variety of bacteria in our gut. When I recommend or when I take myself, I like the multi-strain. The same thing as you eating sauerkraut or kimchi, there's multiple different bacteria in there. So the same idea that I tell people that, the best way to support your bacteria balance if you want to take probiotic is multi-strain probiotic so that you got variety there. The sad thing is that we've been seeing more and more company are coming out and studying one specific bacteria strain that will reduce inflammation, that will do this, that will do that, and then they patent it and then they market it like better than sliced bread, and they market it to physician and staff, and physicians are writing prescriptions saying this is the best probiotic you have to take, and patient trust the doctor, and so they take that. Meantime, they stop taking multi-strain probiotic. They're taking this one to reduce the inflammation. Guess what? That is exactly using the probiotic as a drug. When you stop that, one probiotic that reducing the inflammation, because you never rebalance with a multi-strain probiotic, you stop that, your inflammation is going to come back. So it's like you're taking anti-inflammation drug, but it's probiotic. So
Oh,
I don't like it, and that's my opinion. Some people will say I'm wrong and prove it to me because with my experience, that's what I've seen. People take this single entity probiotic specifically to reduce the inflammation, and they on it. When they get off it, they got inflammation, gut issue back.
Yeah.
oh,
So now let's talk about prebiotic.
okay.
Prebiotics are actually fiber. So that's why I jump on so much telling people eat vegetable, eat vegetable, eat vegetable. If you eat multi-color vegetables enough, you don't need to take probiotic. Probiotics are fiber capsule. So
Right.
for me, it's rather than telling people to eat the prebiotic, I tell people to eat lots of vegetables. There's soluble fiber, there's insoluble fiber, depending on what you eat. And I tell people, oh, don't eat too much of the potato because it's a quick sugar. But there's a trick to it if you want to eat it. You cook it, you leave it in the fridge for 24 hours. The studies have shown that starch, simple starch, and potato, leaving it in the fridge for 24 hours become complex starch. So if you
Oh,
search for it, there is something called resistant starch that we recommend, uh, you know, even athletes to use it as an energy source. So you can actually make like they sell in Canada and US and Canada, you can buy resistant starch powder. And but for me is you can cook the potato, leave it 24 hours or 48 hours, then you got 70% resistant starch in there. The same thing with any like rice or anything. You cook it, leave it in the fridge for 24 hours, at least if not 48 hours, you got complex starch, resistant starch.
what would lemon juice do to you, to your stomach?
Lemon juice does two things. One thing is help with the protein digestion, it's extra acid. But the other thing is that for whatever reason, I have not figured it out yet and I haven't seen the study, but when you drink the lemon juice, it's make your body alkaline and
Oh,
reduce so the acid kill our protein, right? And all our enzymes are protein. So if your body is too acidic, then your body does not function properly and you got these enzyme and cell got killed because too much acid. That will cause you more inflammation and pain. When cells are dying, it's going to be inflamed. So drinking lemon juice actually improve the body alkalinity. At the same time,
but
the
it's
other
watered down though, right?
oh yeah, half a lemon in an 8 ounce of water. Or the other thing you can do is
Okay.
you can use the apple cider vinegar, a teaspoon in 8 ounce. Drink once or twice a day. that will make your body function better. The other thing that will make your body alkaline and function better is greens. That's why I have the protein and greens in my thing.
In a shake.
Yeah,
Fermented.
Yes.
yeah,
Fermented.
fermented. So it's again that create the bacteria in there. So even though we did not list the probiotic because our protein and greens is fermented, there is actually literally bacteria in there, probiotic in there.
Yeah. Well, that's fabulous.
Yeah.
Hey, we forgot to mention too, though, last time, if there's any questions, don't hesitate to send a question in.
Yeah.
There's always
Even after the talk, like live
Yeah.
presentations done, I'm still monitoring. I'm still answering question. If anybody has a question, and put it in the comment.
Yeah, and definitely take advantage. There's a little ticker going through there, and take some time. You can book a complimentary consult with Dennis and get more information on your specific health concerns.
That's a good idea there. I like that.
The other thing, Norm, is that as we age, right? What's the inflammation, etc. So as we age, our system will slow down. That's just natural. That's how we are built. That's how we're born with it. As you age, the system slow down. So when you age, doing the meditation, doing the breathing, eating proper amount of protein and greens, and a bit of the exercise. Movement is, I know I don't talk about a lot about movement, but movement is a key. You don't want to
Big
just
time
sit
key.
there. You don't want to just sit there and watch TV all the time, because sitting on your butt for an hour, I think they said is like, age you extra how many years. So like for me is I'm not saying go to gym like Willard does. That's how he's set for,
Yeah.
right? He's trained for, so he can handle it. So for a lot of us, when people come to me and I start talking about exercise, and then, I can't join the gym. I'm not talking about joining the gym. Just moving,
Moving.
talking, moving around, stand up, jump a little bit. And if you want to, you can actually buy these mini trampoline. I have one in my basement, and you can jump about 5 minutes on it. I'm not a kid, so I can jump on a trampoline outside. People
Uh-huh.
laugh at me. So I jump on my mini trampoline 5 minutes or so. Or you can skip rope
Yeah.
if you know how to skip rope.
Oh,
What
yeah.
it does is actually improve your lymph circulation, improve your drainage, and that improve your detoxification. One of the things that we haven't really touched on is
Sweating.
detoxification. Our gut, the large colon, is a major detox organ. So all the excessive hormone, all the toxin, all the pesticide, whatever, are all got dumped into liver, deactivate them, all got dumped into your large intestine, and then your daily regular bowel movement is supposed to take it out. One thing is that if you don't have a balanced bacteria balance in your gut, in the
Stay
large
there.
intestine, there is an enzyme in our large intestine called beta glucuronase. If you have a bacteria imbalance, that enzyme overgrow. If that happen, all these inactive toxin and hormones, that enzyme actually reactivated, and then your body reabsorb all the toxins and all the hormones that your body just dump out.
Oh,
And
Beautiful.
so people get sicker. I see a lot of people with a migraine lately. And at the conference also, they said it's the overtoxic, that you really need to make sure that your limbs are draining and circulating properly, your kidney, livers functioning, and your bowel movements regular. And I've done treatment with a couple of migraine patients, and we got all the mitochondrial function and B complex and stuff, and we got improved the migraine, but we couldn't eliminate it until we supported the liver detoxification. Now the next step, I'm gonna be start looking at people when I work with it, the whole lymph circulation and drainage.
It's a
That's
very complex topic that I know we could talk about for days.
Yes.
Are
big
there
time.
any parting any things that we can share a little bit with some of the viewers, some patients to say where do we start? Is there what do you start with, or what can you start
Yeah, a
doing
few
right away?
things. The food.
Yeah.
Cut as much as you can on the simple carbohydrate.
Yeah,
Eat more vegetables. If you don't like protein, one protein a day, I'm fine with it. The protein, people ask how much of what size of protein? Your palm size. That's one serving for yourself. And that's, enough. One or two serving, if you can go two serving, if not one serving, but at least 4 to 9 cups of vegetables. You have to gradually increase it. Don't go eat 9 cups and you're going to have major bloating. So, and then start introducing some fermented food, like, either kimchi or sauerkraut, drink kombucha. Now, every grocery store has a kombucha without a lot of sugar. Like Superstore has it, Costco has it, Sobe has it, Safeway has it. You just have to go into their fridge area and you can look for the kombucha. And if you like it, some grocery store carry kefir, which is more of the yogurt type drink, but it's more liquidy, no sugar added,
yeah,
Okay.
no fruit in it. So, half a cup a day is actually good enough for these kind of drink.
okay.
Willard wants us to dance.
And there's a comment, Dennis, that says preserved bean curd is the name
Abs-
for fermented tofu, salty
okay,
one, and other kind
thank
is
you.
spicy and salty.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can think of it. So
yeah. Preserved bean curd was the name of the fermented tofu.
there you go. That's what I eat a lot.
Ah, okay.
And some of them has a bit of the spice in it. And I like a bit of spicy because I grew up with a lot of spices.
Yes.
So, if you can, that's give, certain amount of spikes actually improve your circulation, improve your lymph circulation also. And, turmerics and these pepper actually is anti-inflammation if you eat, you know, moderately, right?
Okay.
Anything over and above is not good. Everything has to be moderation. So those are the food side. And then belly breathing, some meditation if you can, and live in the moment. You
Yeah.
need to concentrate on what's at task. Yes, you got other stuff you need to do, but finish one thing at a time and then move on to the next. Don't jump back and forth like me, I did today. This afternoon, for whatever reason, I'm trying to do one thing and then I saw something and I moved to it and then I moved back. I'm like, Dennis, what are you doing? Breathe. I have
Breathe,
I have to
breathe.
slow myself down because Tuesday after the long weekend we closed 3 days and we were kind of busy day today. So I was like the whole morning I was good until afternoon. I was jumping all over and I'm not getting anything done. I'm like, this is not good. Slow down. I'm trying to rush and it's just didn't work.
Well,
So
you should have wrote it down this time.
I couldn't find the paper or pen.
Oh, there you go. And that's my excuse all the time too. Every time I
Exactly.
want to do
Yeah. Yeah.
something, I have it in my head. I'm going
Yeah.
to do it. So
Exactly.
yeah,
It's everybody is different, right?
yeah,
So
Yeah,
you just have to work with what work for you,
right.
but slow down. It's actually slowing down is actually make it faster.
That's a good point because when I started taking the drinking the shakes in the morning and not eating until the evening, I got to that point where it's become automatic now.
Yeah.
So I agree with you on that. You slow down. That's what I
slower
did.
is
I
faster.
slowed it
Yeah,
down
Yeah.
and I have more energy. And when
Yeah.
you mentioned about being faster,
Yeah.
I have more energy to do more things at
More
the
things.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Plus
Yeah.
campaigning, I'm walking for miles.
Yeah.
Going to houses and stuff. Sometimes I end up just running down the street to catch
Yeah.
up with my people because I'm talking at the door with possible voters,
Yeah.
and I'll if I have to catch up with them, I'll run down there. Still have the energy to do it.
That's the thing, right?
Yes,
Because with the drinking smoothie, you said you don't chug it. You savor it. You take the
yes.
time to drink it. That actually, it's quote unquote chewing.
Okay, I'll take that chewing,
Yeah, there you
but
go.
I'm
It's
not
Free
taking
it's
the
chew.
other one.
Free
it's
chew.
the thing is that you just slow your brain down
Yes,
and slow your whole digestive system down. That you give enough time for your digestive system to work and absorb the nutrient properly, right? You're rushing it through, then the whole system is going to rush through. Before nutrients are absorbed properly, it's already in large colon, then become waste.
right,
And that's the thing that some people, I've even seen people telling me that they see undigested food in their stool. I'm like, you gotta chew, you gotta
Oh.
slow down because you're just, swallowing it as soon as you put the food in the mouth. This is what's happening.
That's not me. I'm chewing.
So you're just not
I
I'm
doing
know,
it
chewing.
10 times.
I'm just not chewing it 30 times. That's it. Then
right?
it turns into a liquid, and then I can't.
Exactly.
I can't
But
stomach
some
that.
some people that I've seen that
Um,
they were literally not chewing. They
yeah,
put the food and then you turn
yeah,
around and the
And it's
food's
gone.
gone.
I've
yeah.
seen some people like
Oh,
that.
oh, really?
And
I've
that's
seen
not
people like that. It's just
that's not
gone.
healthy.
No.
Uh,
So,
Well,
especially
this
with
is.
pasta, man.
oh yeah,
It
you
Oh,
can
sucks
just
it
slap.
in.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. That's
yeah,
easy
it's
to.
gone.
That's
Yeah.
easy to go.
You
Yeah,
just get your plate and you look over to what happened to your food?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
this is
that's
fun.
the issue. Yeah. So,
Well, that brings
well,
us to the end of our hour. If
yeah,
there's no questions,
there's a lot more to talk about. Like Norm, you said, we can talk about this days, but
yeah.
um, the next time in 2 weeks, what we want to talk about is sleep, because sleep, if you don't sleep properly, your body gets stressed, and that also affect your digestive system and your
Right.
gut function. But sleep is, if anything, anybody gonna walk a couple of things is digestion and sleep. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go into a little bit more detail of what sleep mean to us and what is really sleeping, because a
Yeah.
lot of time I ask questions saying, are you really sleeping, when people say I sleep,
Yeah.
and I
I
start
sleep.
asking
Yeah.
questions. So we're gonna get into more detail of are you really sleeping next week. So
What a
Excellent. I'm looking forward to that one.
yeah, so
what a great topic this was today, gentlemen.
Yes.
It's an eye opener for me. That's for darn sure. It's unbelievable how much the gut plays a major part in your over well-being.
overall health,
It's
yeah,
Yeah.
incredible.
absolutely, yeah.
We didn't even get into the link between gut and brain, but that's another topic.
That's another topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah.
brain separately, and
Right.
then we're gonna get into there. Yeah.
Right. Well, thanks so much,
So
Dennis Willard.
thank you,
Thank you.
everybody, and thank you for joining us. And the one that if you just jump on, this is gonna be on Facebook and LinkedIn, so you can go there and listen to the replay. And if you have any question, definitely uh, send a message and comment, and I will answer as my best. Until next time, relax, breathe, and chew your food.
Good night.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Thank you.